We're still in a campground in the redwoods and enjoying the nature, the elementals. While we do this, there's going to be some noise, people, cars going by, because this is a campground. First, Jim, I'd like to kind of identify who the elementals are. And there's 4 of them. They're related to the 4 elements. One is fire, and that's represented by the salamander.
Yep.
There's the earth elemental, that's the gnome.
Right.
There's the water element, that's the undine. And there's the air element, the sylph. And I know you've had a conversation with the animal kingdom through the frog.
Yes, very, very exciting.
And you've also had a connection with the water, a communication with the water element, the undine.
Well, part of this is we were invited by the elementals actually last summer solstice.
Yeah.
And this is the summer solstice. Today is the summer solstice, so we happen to be here at this particular time. This area in Northern California is really special, and some of these trees that you're looking at right now are 2,000 years old. These are just amazing trees. Some of these are 20 feet in diameter, and these groves are just spectacular.
Beautiful.
Ferns, but there's an aspect of the elementals that are here that allow you to begin to engage in a manner that is different than many other places on the earth. I mean, this engagement is allowed in many places, but this is really one of the really special places on the whole earth. And so in the context of this, in the hiking that we've had, I've had a number of kind of engagements, awarenesses, conversations, and one of the things that's happening in the shift, we've talked about this before, is the shift is opening up aspects for humanity to engage in a couple of areas that typically have been kind of blocked off by what we've called the veils. And the veils are thinning and beginning to be removed in a lot of ways. One of those areas that your ability to engage with consciousness differently is going to be in that with relationship to animals. And so your ability to communicate with animals is going to be changed. But the other is this aspect in your dream space. You're going to start to remember more of your dreams, and you're going to begin to engage in your dreams and change not only the dream, but change actions in your physical world based on the dreams. So in the context the other night, sleeping here, the engagement with the water elementals was really kind of fascinating. Something that I've known for a long time and was really verified in these dream space conversations is there's 3 states of water. So you have gas, vapor, and liquid, and then solid as in ice. But there's a 4th state of water that is going to become available. And this is really remarkable because it's structured water. And not only is it structured in terms of the molecular nature of it, but it's going to be able to be used in structuring experiences, like building things out of water. And the Undines were showing me some of the different ways this works. It happens with using magnetism, using light frequencies, applying aspects of light frequencies like the rainbow, the 7 colors, basically beginning to choose different frequencies within those 7 colors. Just like you'd use temperature to change the state of water, you're going to find that beginning to use color frequencies, you change the density of the structuring of water. There was a whole set of conversations we had where they showed that you basically created in bubbles like air bubbles in water, but basically the bubble began to be the structure. So in the future you're going to see doming homes that are created as half spheres. you're able to place another sphere on that sphere and on a sphere and on the spheres. And so you basically create hallways through the bubbling. That's really remarkable.
Cool.
Not too far away, these type of things are going to happen. So one of the references that the Undines were making, and I've also had the same conversation with the gnomes in terms of utilizing molecular structure of matter differently. But what they're basically were saying is your ability to perceive your entire reality is about to change. And utilizing water is something that you don't have a good sense of. Like these redwood trees we're sitting here in, some of these trees are 350 feet high. Well, how does the water get all the way up 350
Right.
feet and defy gravity in that capillary structure? And what happens is it's all done in spinning vortexes. So if you ever watch water come out of a hose, it comes and it spins. And so water is constantly in a spiraling motion. Same thing with your blood in the body. There's an aspect of the heart that's beginning to be understood where the heart creates a vortex, and that vortex both creates pressure and it begins to create the pulsing of the body. So health is going to begin to change as you start to understand fluids and water. So, but the building of structure with water and creating different densities with water and fluids is going to be something that is
Exciting.
exciting, really very new, and many new things are going to begin to happen. So that was my conversation with the Undines and the elementals. There's another aspect of the Sylph. These are really soft, delicate beings that are shy and very respectful and very commanding of a presence when you begin to play with the Sylph. But there's an aspect that the Sylph, in combination with the gnomes, have the capacity to begin to teach how to change molecular structure and atomic structure of gases. And so their statement about what's going to happen with the cleaning of the air is really pretty remarkable. It's going to have challenges in addition, but it's going to be quite fascinating. There's a whole aspect of the Sylph that in relationship to water also, where the perceived, accepted base of knowledge is that carbon dioxide into the atmosphere is basically shutting down the ability of the pores of plants to produce water. And consequently, the water vapor in the atmosphere is disappearing. The Sylph are really clear that's inaccurate. And actually the opposite is going to happen, where your science is saying that it's going to be a climate change in terms of warming. They're saying you really want to begin to be aware that it's going to be a climate change in regard to cooling. And in order for the oceans to survive, there has to be a change in the density of the waters. And so you're more likely to see a mini ice age, which is what's going to change the quality of the water and begin to bring the fish back. So really fascinating conversations with these elementals, something very available to you. And as you begin to recognize you have that capacity to go just sit in your gardens, this level of the veils being reduced, to start to work in your dream space, to start to play with the elemental communities and also the animals, is something that they're very interested in you paying attention to, because it's going to change the balance of how the world is going to experience itself in the next 10 to 15, 20 years.
Nice.
So that's kind of our adventure here on the summer solstice
Yep.
in Northern California redwoods. And so here we'll give you a couple more pictures of what this really fantastic place looks like.
Let's go for a hike.
And then we'll go for a hike.